What is up, guys? So this is going to be my trailer breakdown for Legends of Tomorrow Season 3, Episode 5, titled Return of the Mack. But before the breakdown, let's actually watch the trailer.
Another vampire victim?
We're gonna need vampire bait.
Did you hear that?
Kill it! Body's drained of blood.
There's no such thing as vampires.
Astonishing.
DC's Legends of Tomorrow, all new Tuesday, 9/8 Central on the CW.
Something I've noticed about the Legends of Tomorrow trailers in general is that they're really simple. They don't give away anything about the story of the episode. All this trailer gives away is that they're going back to London to hunt some vampires. That's all we know from the trailers, so there's not much I can break down. So I'm just gonna use the synopsis of the episode just to give me something to go off of. I might start doing this with every trailer breakdown. Let me know in the comments down below if you want me to. I think it's a good idea. Anyway, the synopsis reads, when Nate thinks he has found a pattern to the anachronisms, it leads the Legends to London in 1897 to hunt down a time-traveling vampire. When they arrive in London, they run into Rip, but not everyone welcomes him back so quickly, leaving Sarah to make a tough choice in the end. Amaya tries to connect with Zari, but she is still struggling with being part of the team. Meanwhile, Stein discovers what Ray and Jax are up to and is not entirely pleased. So this is a very lengthy synopsis. I definitely know a lot more about the episode than I did just from watching the trailer. The synopsis tells us that Nate found a pattern to the anachronisms, which somehow leads the Legends to London in 1897. I can't think of any pattern that would lead them back to London. Just thinking of all the anachronisms they've had, one in the 2040s, one in the 80s. I don't know how that has a pattern to 1897. It's probably going to be a type of pattern that they explain by basically not explaining it, just like saying some big sci-fi words that make sense if you put them in a sentence, but when you think about it, don't make that much sense. They do that a lot in TV shows, and since this is a sci-fi show, it's not real life. They can do that, and I don't have a problem with that. I'm just saying that's what they're probably going to do. So it says in the synopsis they're hunting a time-traveling vampire. So that does not sound like an anachronism to me. It sounds like a guy, just a vampire, who time traveled back to 1897 to hunt people. This may be like, this could be like really big for the rest of the season. He's a time traveler, so he might be on the Damien Darhk team with Kawase. She's a time traveler too. I don't know how she time travels, but she time travels. And they said the whole team will be a supernatural team. Vampires are supernatural. So this guy, I don't know who it is. He might be a big DC character. I'm not big because I don't think DC has any vampires. But he might be a small DC character from the comics. We'll just have to wait and see. When the Legends arrive in London, they run into Rip, and we haven't seen Rip since episode 1. He has really been a tiny part of this season. Even whenever we see the Time Bureau, it's just the agent. We never see Rip Hunter. We saw him in episode 1, not in episode 2, 3, or 4. So this will be the first time we see him since episode 1. But not everyone welcomes him back so quickly. Just thinking it's probably because the Legends and the Time Bureau now have a huge rivalry, and they're basically enemies. So the Legends don't like the Time Bureau that much, and Rip leads the Time Bureau. So that means they're basically rivals, enemies again. And then it says leaving Sarah to make a tough choice in the end. A tough choice, which like is probably leaving Rip or whatever. I don't know. That might be like make a tough choice in the end. It can't be killing Rip because they wouldn't do that, but it might just be like 100% becoming Rip's enemy. And then it says Amaya tries to connect with Zari, but she is still struggling with being part of the team. And I just really hope that this is the last episode we see of Zari struggling with being part of the team, because after last episode, it was already enough. It's not annoying. It's not a point that it's annoying, but it might be annoying after 2 episodes. So hopefully this will be the last episode where she is struggling to be part of the team. Hopefully this is the episode where she fully becomes a part of the team. And I have nothing to add to the rest of the synopsis other than I am looking forward to seeing how it unfolds. But something I really want to add is that I think that Damien Darhk is coming back to life in this episode, because you look at the sizzle reel for this season that came out like a month ago. there's a little clip, a little tidbit of it where Damien Darhk is floating in the air and he says it's good to be back. The reason I think that is this episode is because just you look around, it looks like 1890s England. It looks like the same coloring and the way people are dressing. They're holding pitchforks. I'm pretty sure, just from what I remember, they're holding pitchforks. So it just seems that looks like England 1890 or England 1890s. So I definitely think that Damien Darhk is coming back in this episode. And also, there's another clip in the sizzle reel where Rip says there's a war coming, and I think that's in this episode too. But what do you think about the trailer? Are you excited for this episode? Let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.